And my theme music up. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Show music. Official. All right. Those of us that indulge in or commit intellectual violence of mental masturbation or eager, we do so because the chains of oppression is not so deep. Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM. I'm Patrice Gibbs, your third eye optometrist. I will be joined shortly by our intellectual surgeon, Nsoromma. Sure, he's on the way. Hey, come on by the station. Right here on Knife and Pine. East Side Pride. Right here at WHGE 95.3 FM. That's right. We are out there today. Come meet your favorite radio personalities. Get a little free food. Hear from some of our community leaders, I hope. Rain or shine. You know what my response is to a little rain. I'll use a quote from the great philosopher Maurice White of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Wish upon a sunny day it'll turn to rain. Use the sunshine in your heart to ease the pain. That's right. WHGE 95.3 FM is live radio. And we are Facebook Live. Wait a minute. I got that camera. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I'm straight here. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm good. All right. Like I said, we Facebook Live. We live on the air. And we are live in front of the station. If you ride by and you hear my wonderful voice, pull on over and have a talk with us. Tell us what Eastside Pride is about. Tell us why and how we're going to end this violence in our own communities. Yes, I know we're dealing with the race soldiers, but we're dealing with our own. That's right. Young people out here shooting and killing each other, that's got to stop. The thing is, you got to understand the causes of the violence. Of course, one of the quick, easy answers is poverty breeds crime and crime breeds violence. And that's absolutely real. That is a very true statement. That's right. I tell you this. I come from a group that studied this violence, understood the causes of this violence, gave city leaders the solutions that came from the people, and they followed it. That's right. We were led by a brilliant scholar, street ethnologist. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But this was a brother that studied the situation and understood where the solutions needed to come from. That's why he recruited his first team. He recruited 12 people with justice involvement and street experience. Talking about the great Dr. Payne. It's my man. Brilliant scholar. Someone, he didn't do it just for the sake of ego. He did because he gives a damn. That's what it is. And he knew the people that he gathered around him gave a damn. WHGE 95.3 FM, the advocacy station. that education station, that advocacy station, because we advocate for our community. We're not just here on the air, tune in when, there's no personalities, because we got some of the hottest music going. You like jazz? Oh, this is the place to be. That's where you heard the music just before the show started. First song, Studio Time Blues by Patrice Gibbs. The second song, that Rona, a major hit for my man Nsoromma. Yes, D. Big ups on that, Nsoromma. The Open Eye is brought to you. Wait a minute. Let me get my thing here. There it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, the Open Eye is brought to you by the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, the founders and builders of the veteran-specific apartment building, the Pearl Center, right in the historical location, used to be the Layton home. The founders and builders of the Pearl Center turned that once historic, ignored property into a home for veterans. Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, changing veterans' lives all over Delaware.
Views and opinions expressed in the Open Eye are those of the host, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM, nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to be involved in any religion, ethnic group, company, or entity.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye, with the third eye optometrist, Patrice Gibbs. Oh, look, let me tell y'all something. It ain't stopped. Oh, yep, it's still going on. I know y'all on Facebook Live see me shuffling through some of my papers, right? But it's cool because this is live radio. You never know what happened on live radio. Caught me Facebook Live. Look, let me tell you. Remember, here you go, Max Robinson. The late ABC News anchorman, Max Robinson. The first black man to anchor a national news broadcast. Max Robinson described the white media as a crooked mirror. He said that one of the most difficult parts of his job was reporting negative news about the black community that he knew were totally untrue. See, we're in a war that most black people don't understand. Now, of course, I hold some strong criticism for him doing the difficult job of reporting negative news about the black community that he knew was totally untrue. And he still got on the air and pushed that mess. Still got on. See, this is why you tune in to the Open Eye. Because we're going to give you a narrative of reality. A narrative that is real in our community. We're still dealing with these race soldiers. I'm gonna come back to that in a minute because something else I want to give you some lessons on here. Okay, maybe if we underpaid politicians and overpaid teachers, there would be smarter people and less stupid laws. For instance, Georgia. This crap that they pushed on these the voter suppression laws they pushed. One of these laws says somebody standing in a long line, you can't give them a glass of water. Makes me think of what George Carlin said. You let stupid people vote, you're going to get stupid leaders. But of course, what do? How do we offset that? Because we got to be fair and let everybody vote. But geez Louise, I think some people should get a psych test before they're allowed to vote. The founder of Dubai, check this out. The founder of Dubai, Sheikh Rashid, was asked about the future of his country. And he replied, my grandfather rode a camel. My father rode a camel. I ride a Mercedes. My son rides a Land Rover. And my grandson is going to ride a Land Rover. But my great-grandson is going to have to ride a camel again. Why is that, he was asked? And his reply was, hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. You get it? See, easy times create weak men. Weak men create difficult times. Many will not understand this, but you have to raise warriors, not parasites. Say that again. You have to raise warriors, not parasites. And add to that historical reality that all great empires, the Persians, the Trojans, the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, and in later years, the British, all rose and perished within 240 years. Can't really put the Egyptians in there, because the Egyptian empire lasted thousands of years. However, those empires that fell, they were not conquered by external enemies. They rotted from within. Does that sound familiar? America has now passed that 240-year mark, and the rot is starting to be visible and is accelerating. We are past the Mercedes and Land Rover years. The camels are on the horizon. This is WHGE 95.3 FM, your open eye optometrist, third eye optometrist Patrice Gibbs, trying to give you some knowledge here. Isn't there something when we as Black people point out racism, the response from racist white society was that we're stirring up trouble and that we're racist? In America, this is what Malcolm said. In America, when a Black man resists letting a white man put a rope on his neck, the Black man is accused of violence. See, when these race soldiers roll up on you and you don't submit to the violence that they want to perpetrate on your person, you're told to stop resisting. And that's the worst thing, you've heard me say this before, the worst thing you want to hear when you're behind enemy lines about to get abused by these race soldiers, and those that listen to the open eye know I mean the cops, the worst thing you want to hear is stop resisting. That means they get ready to beat your ass or worse. Now you have to wonder, what is it that gets in these people's mind? You hear, and you've heard me say it before, the training. How many times have I told you they don't have to be trained not to kill white people? And then white people have the nerve to say they don't have white privilege. I saw a video with a young white lady who advised Black people, who was advising Black people on how to handle the cops. If you're just polite and cooperative, then you won't get abused. However, if you immediately play the victim role in the us against them attitude, then you can expect to be abused. I was speeding through a neighborhood, through a school zone, and I got pulled over, and I left unharmed with nothing more than a warning. That's not how it goes with us. Most of the time, we pulled over for no damn reason. pulled over for being black on a sunny day, as if that was a crime. It's called indoctrination. To be clear about this, you learn by repetition. That's why sometimes I repeat things that I said before. You learn by repetition so that it gets into your mind, into your subconscious. Racism is America's true religion. Ask race educator Jane Elliott. Jane Elliott said every white person is indoctrinated, that is taught to hate and fear black people. Through school, through the media, through the propaganda they are taught, black people are detrimental to the society and worthy of death. Many white people believe that. When J. Edgar Hoover, the head of the FBI, the top cop in the country, was asked what is the biggest threat to America, he didn't say crime or the mafia. He didn't say drugs or war. He said the unification of black people. Let that sink in. The unification of black people. If you don't understand global white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. Think it's still legal. See, what does white supremacy look like? Killing our people is not white supremacy. Lynching, assassinations, unjustified police murders are all acts of terrorism to maintain a white supremacist system. People only consciously or unconsciously maintain the system. This is what white supremacy looks like. 21.5% of African Americans have no health insurance, compared to 15% of whites. Trump was rapidly changing Obama's plan to reverse that system. I have something to say about Mr. Obama. We'll get to that later. 24% of African Americans 25 and over have not graduated from high school, compared to approximately 16% of whites. 26.5% of African Americans, that's more than a quarter of us, live below the poverty line, compared to 11% of whites. Of the 277 people in prison nationwide for a drug offense, over half, 56%, are African American or Latino. Nearly half of the 206,000 people serving life and virtual life prison sentences are African American. Almost half, 48%. Now we're 13% of the population. Whites are some 70, 77% of the population. Might be a little high there, considering all the other minorities. However, we are no longer the largest minority. We are the second largest minority behind Hispanic people. 13% of the population. Yet, America has made, through their propaganda, black people the face of crime and poverty. This is Patrice Gibbs on WHGE 95.3, the Open Eye. You can call us. Yes, you can. And 844 WHGE 953. That's 844-944-3953. The Open Eye. WHGE 9. And hey, we got it going on right now. WHGE is having their Eastside Pride event, rain or shine. Ain't nothing going to stop us. That's right. In the studio.
It's your boy.
Yes, my boy, Nsoromma in the house.
Yaga.
Big ups, Nsoromma.
Wagwan.
Wagwan, brother.
Yo, just see my homies outside, peace on the streets, you know what I'm saying?
All right, all right.
Yeah, what's good, world?
WHGE 95.3 FM.
Good.
What's up, brother?
What's good?
Oh, it's all
That
good.
waiting had me under that thing.
Word.
Yo, what's up? Yo, Boomer. Hey, yo, who called you Boomer? Ain't nobody called you Boomer in a long time, did it? Boomer! What's up? What's up, Vaughn? I see you, my brother. What's good? Good morning, everybody. You know what I'm saying? You probably really get it back. I know I was coming up the highway. I heard you, boy.
Did you?
Yo, I said, really? Uzi's in there? What's going on? Oh my God. Miss Hughes, what's up, lady? Hey, yo, B Money, what's happening?
All right, all right. My guitar days, fun all day. Yeah, buddy, I gotta get me a new guitar. Doggone it. That's right. And you know, it's been a year. I don't call it. Some people have been calling it an anniversary, but it's been a year since George Floyd was killed. A year after the nationwide protests, and a smattering, a little bit of signs of progress. But just a little bit. Just you see how little I put that, just a little sliver of progress. Some advocates are saying that police reform is starting to work, but will the nationwide murder spike send us backward? A year after the nationwide protests, police are still killing black people. George Floyd's death at the hand of Minnesota police officer Derek Chauvin sparked an unprecedented summer of protests. I don't know about that. You know, it's getting pretty, well, comparing it to the 60s, well, you know, they're saying unprecedented. All right, but it drew tens of millions of demonstrators and protesters, along with bipartisan declarations that the killing will result in massive shift in American policing. I ain't seen it yet.
Right.
Because 1 year later, police are killing people at the same rate as before, and nationwide homicide sparked amid the coronavirus pandemic has renewed tough on crime rhetoric that could undermine any momentum racial justice activists have built since the protest wave. At least 1,061 people have been killed by police since May 26, 2020.
I don't know. I don't know 1,000 people. How many are black?
Probably, you know, they didn't give the breakdown.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the would need to be broken down. You know what I'm saying? Really seeing the injustice in the system, because they ain't killing white people like they're killing black people.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know, as someone break that down, there was a white dude that broke that down. He said, yes, white people are being killed by the police, but not at the rate that black people are.
I mean, if you're just dumb if you think it's the same.
You know, you're just crazy.
It's just like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's what it is. You know, police have killed 414 people in the first 5 months of 2021. There have only been 6 days this year when the race soldiers didn't kill nobody.
Oh.
You know, and
what happened to the boys clubs and all of that they used to have? It was like PAL, you know.
Right.
Well,
I think PAL was still added.
But they ain't added to the point where, though, you know, it's well known where it's being flooded, as though, you know, the community really know about it and they're doing things that to really push the community to make it a better spot.
Right.
You know, they might still have the building there, but it's nothing that's, you know, tangible inside the building anymore that can benefit the community.
Right.
You know
Or
what I'm
that
saying?
brings the
Yeah, they
kids
need some
out.
bread and some cheese
Mhm.
and a couple ham sandwiches.
Hmm.
Yeah, but what's that? You know what I'm saying?
You know,
I mean,
you know what? Let me tell you about that, bro. All right. Now, here's an interesting thing about the rec centers that came up in the early 70s and what have you.
right?
You had the boys club,
Yeah,
it's that and the other,
right.
and like you said, and there were different rec centers and
Nah, they was teaching you. They was giving you self-esteem and opportunity, growth. You know what I'm saying? It's teaching you chess,
mentorship,
how to swim, become a lifeguard.
right?
I mean,
Arts and crafts, all kind of good stuff going on.
Wood shop and metal shop and mechanics. You know what I'm saying? And that's the era we came up in.
Right.
We were plumbers and electricians and stuff. When we graduated from school, we had opportunities already because we had tools put in place that could help us in our lives.
Right. And like you asked, what happened to that?
That's what I'm saying. Where is that for these kids?
Right. See, here's the thing about that. This is real interesting.
Right.
Okay. Like I said, and like Nsoromma described, we had all these things going on. Okay. Now, what they did was they took what was considered the rabble rousers amongst young black people, all right, that were in college and this, that, and the other, who were bringing a lot of influence, and they put them in charge of these rec centers and community centers and what have you. Okay. And they gave them nice salaries. So you graduated from college and you held on to this job as executive director of the Black Community Rec Center, or a black community center where the kids came, this, that, and the other.
Right.
And then they did something real smooth, all right? And they did it so sneaky that a lot of people didn't catch on to it until it was too late. They started cutting the funding. They started cutting the programs, okay? And the executive director, who was a college grad, who was a rabble rouser when he was in college, or came out of high school, a very smart man, and was looking at things in the community and pointing them out, they gave them jobs running those places and made them executive directors with nice salaries. Now you got obligations because you got a wife and kids, and you sent your kids to private school.
Right.
And so that fat salary becomes more important to you than that actual community center. And what you start doing is they tell you, in order to maintain this community center and keep your damn job, you got to raise the funds. So you got to apply for a grant. You got to make politicians comfortable with you being in charge of this. Okay, so you're not going to make no waves because you got that mortgage breathing down your back. You got that car payment breathing down your back. You got that bill from the private school breathing down your back. Now, instead of giving a damn about the community center, you become a grant chaser. And most of your time is spent raising funds and making sure that the criticism doesn't put the powers that be in a position to strip you of that position.
Well,
now the next damn thing you up talking about, yeah, black kids need to get their stuff together. Black mothers ain't no good. Black fathers need to go to jail. We got too much crime in the black community without dealing with the damn causes of the crime. See, this is what they did to us. They played a game on our people, and we didn't catch on to the game until it was too late and kept depending on that government money instead of raising the funds amongst our own people who had the money. And now, look, those places are gone.
Right. Now, that's what I'm saying. The chains have to be brought back to bring them places back.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can argue and scream all day.
All day.
It's like, what's the next steps to bringing it back to what we need to become a
prosperous, right?
A prospering society. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can argue all day about what you did to me. It's about now. Okay,
what are the solutions?
I noticed you did this, and I ain't having it no more. And this is what we really want to do, and this is the plan. And we gotta have a plan. And the solution is the plan. And so if we saying all of the things that we want this, and then they say, okay, what you want, or you don't even know what you want. You just know you want something that you're never gonna get anything. You
Right.
gotta have what you want, mindset on what you want, and go get it. And that's what we gotta do right now. I mean,
right. That's exactly
as
right.
a community.
As a community. And I'm gonna tell you. See, like I said, it's about solutions. All right. Let's take King Randall. If you haven't heard of King Randall, you need to. Because at 21 years old, 21, this brother from Georgia.
21. I mean, a 12-year-old can have thoughts of a king. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what it is. But putting something into action. Putting it into action. 21-year-old King Randall built a charter school for black boys in Georgia. At just 21, King Randall has big plans to give back to the community youth. Even more than he ever had. He's opened a new school in Albany, Georgia.
Right.
He aspires to transform the Isabella School in the new Life Preparatory School.
Okay.
In WALB interview, Randall said that he hopes the school will provide Albany boys with more opportunity for success. He's been wanting to open a school since beginning the organization X for the Boys program when he was just 19 years old.
I mean, why you got just these type of people talking about that and not politicians that we putting in positions? That should be their main goal on talking about and making the community better. Talking like this and putting these type of things and bills in effect. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear that. That's why I don't really vote for what's going on there.
And I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. Maybe if we underpaid politicians and overpaid teachers, there would be smarter people and less stupid laws. You know, maybe there would be more people like Randall. He's doing different workshops, teaching young men how to do different skill trades.
Right.
He's also doing a book club and teaching them how to read because 93% of the children that he said he come in contact with can't read. But now we have an 86% reading comprehension rate in his school. 86%. He's pushing to raise that. Randall reportedly added that troubled young men in Albany want to better their lives.
Right.
And he is creating a place for them to do it.
That's right.
So giving them a space where they're around a lot of other young men and around other young men trying to mold you and train you. He's had kids come find him at his house and knock on the door and ask to join his X for Boys program.
I mean, why they have to knock on his door? He should have a building. I mean, it
Well, he
should
does.
not only be that one building. It should be a couple buildings.
But the point is this.
You know what I'm saying?
The point is this. People are recognizing that his program is making a difference.
Right.
And they're seeking him out instead of him having to go find and recruit like he did when he first started. Now they are coming.
No, I mean the celebrities, the people with this money, the people these basketball players and the people that can make a difference and grant money and being able to invest in this type of thing. Where are they at?
Where are they
know
at?
What I'm saying? That's who I'm talking about.
You know what? I just
that's
seen
the people that I'm talking to. You understand?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you where they at. They buying 20. I just saw a rapper bought a $28 million Rolls Royce. Okay, what you do with your money is your business. But to whom much is given, much is expected and required.
I mean, I was one never to tell a person how to spend their money because it's none of my business.
Right.
It's just about me having morals to see and want a better world.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying it's not even about me. It's about the next generation of generations to come to have the planet ready to, it was on our time coming up, the planet was really nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got trees all the way down our block. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a whole different transition now. Now in the digital world coming in, it has to be, treated differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because say everything go out, when you get the EMP hit, boom. all this electronic and digital money that you have is gone. Then what you gonna do? You don't have the tree that you had in school to be able to go and catch that rabbit and bone it and fry it and feed yourself because you don't have no survival techniques
or skills.
You were taught nothing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what needs to be done because it's about to be a war. We don't know when, we don't know where, but it's been all throughout our lives in history. Right. It's been wars. So best believe it's going to be another one.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, when you say that, you know, you gotta remember what America is 240 something years old. Of that 240 something years old,
of that, we the slaves. How's that
possible? Yeah, but the point is, you was talking about war. Of that 240 something years, America has been at war for 240 years. And we're gonna deal with that.
Serious.
Okay.
It's serious.
Yeah, it is. It's very serious.
844-944-3953. Hit us up. WHGE 95.3 FM. Yaga. Yo, what's good? Yo.
Good time to sign out there, brother. That's a good time to sign.
Yo, what's good? Hey, yo, P here, what's happening? Yo, that deep is fire, boy. I see you. Boy, yo, keep doing what you're doing, son. Keep doing what you're doing, son. For real, son. Don't let nobody stop you. Remember, yo, it's Peace Day over the east side. You know what I'm saying? Come over here and check us out. Bring a couple hot dogs, throw them on the grill or whatever. Yo, come and join and be a part of the community.
And we got some free food over here.
We got free food over here, he said.
Hey, man. Y'all sound right out there.
Word?
Everybody like this. Where's it coming from? Yeah, man.
Yo.
Big ups. Big ups. Yes, sir.
Yo, I just invited about 30, 40 people to be part of it.
All right.
It's all good. Boy, you be hanging in there, boy.
That's my man.
Hey, yo,
Big ups.
Boy.
That's where Big Brother Boy. Yeah, buddy. Big Brother Boy.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. That's my man said. I don't know where my cousin Sherry at. Where you at, Sherry? I know you out there. I know you out there. That's what
Brother B, what's good? Hey, yo, GRB, what's happening? What you been up to, dog? I ain't seen you. Yeah, I got it.
WHGE 95.3 FM. Eastside Pride. Yes, indeed. Brother Rock just came in and told us we sound right outside.
That's what's up.
Come on over. Come on over to Knife and Pride. WHGE. We got some free food.
Yeah.
That's what.
Say that again.
We got some free food.
Free food.
Free food.
And yo, it's good food too.
It's good food. That's word. We black peoples. We gonna fix it up. Buddy. Buddy. Now look, let me tell y'all something. We dealing with these race soldiers. All right? And the thing to do, take that money, get the money. They do something crazy, get the police strict search a team and enter his home without a warrant in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. Thank you for that correction. Right? And Baton Rouge had to pay the family $35,000.
I mean,
that's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, for you to be humiliated, that's see, when Caucasian people get humiliated, they want to blow your house up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So we so used to being humiliated and treated messed up that when stuff do happen, we don't go after the maximum things that we supposed to go after. You know what I'm saying? So
unless somebody gets killed,
take these pennies and.
Family going for $2 million settlement,
but that's still not enough money. They still, you got basketball players and football players that's making $30 million. You know what I'm saying? So $2 million for a life, that's not the same.
No, you can't put a price on the life of somebody that you love.
This person could have been an incredible individual.
That's
Michael Jackson, or these people could have. I mean,
well, I tell you what. Here's the thing. He had a family and children that loved him.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to. Now, let me tell you about my man in Baton Rouge. All right.
Uh-huh.
Clarence Green was driving his car on New Year's Day last year when he was pulled over by a police officer in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
The ensuing traffic stop was anything but routine,
Okay.
as the officer proceeded to publicly strip search Green and his 16-year-old brother. Over a year later, the city of Baton Rouge has reached a $35,000 settlement.
My question is, within that whole thing, when was it the black guy's opportunity to say, I ain't doing this no more, before he get that, what you were saying when I was coming in on the radio, because I wasn't here, I heard you, is stop resisting. So when was a good time for him to say, I ain't taking off no more clothes in that situation to that police officer?
From the gate, he should have said that. But of course, you know what the result would have been. Like I said, if you don't let these race soldiers put a rope around your neck, you're being violent. Stop resisting.
And that's what I was asking the world. And that's what I'm saying. Call in WHGE right now, 844-WHGE-953, and tell me what you think about, okay, if you was in a situation, you get pulled over, police officer, and they strip you, and you're black, when would you say it's enough?
Is enough.
It's enough.
You know?
And the cop would respond to beating you down and locking you up and saying it's resisted.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? How long do you have, or do you think you should have been stripped in the street?
I tell you what. Well, in addition to strip searching them two, body camera footage shows police officers entering their home without a search warrant with guns drawn. The officers allegedly found drugs and guns during the search, resulting in Green spending 5 months in jail. He was eventually released when a judge ordered for his immediate release after finding that the officers demonstrated a serious and wanton disregard for the defendant's constitutional rights. Likelihood is that they planted those drugs. What was captured in the video bears a closer resemblance to a sexual assault than it does the constitutional policing. The officers involved were clearly outside the bounds, and anything that the Supreme Court has said is permissible for law enforcement officers to do. In his ruling, the judge also noted that the official police report of the incident had been revised over nearly a dozen times. When a document is revised over nearly a dozen times, they lying. They can't get the damn lie straight.
They're lying.
And what makes it even more frustrating is that Baton Rouge Police Department has said they conducted an internal investigation into the incident, but the officers still had their jobs, and it's unclear if they even face any discipline. Anytime that you have somebody investigate themselves, they're going to come back and say, we didn't do nothing.
Oh yeah, I see that. You know, I see that Pat didn't cuss you out, and we're going to keep going. We're going to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, that's it. You know, the reason people have such
not Baton Rouge. Their police department is supposed to be the most racist police department in America.
I'm saying so.
They're proud of that. They exploit that. So okay, why isn't the what's the bull name in the carry the rifle? I can't forget his name. Master Jet. My man.
Yeah, Master Jet. Yeah,
I'm saying they flaunt this. That's the type of police department that flaunt this in that community of all black people. Why isn't them soldiers down there asking what's going on and why y'all think y'all could do that? And you know what I'm saying? Like bringing the argument to where it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's full of stuff. That's why.
I mean, I don't know what he's full of. I'm just saying.
Well, I can't say what he's full of on the air. I know what he's full of.
That's where the fights are.
Yeah.
That's where the fights are.
Yep. Why ain't he showing up there?
You fight the real people that you need to fight.
That's
real.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Other than that.
And you know, the reason people have such a growing distaste for cops is that they all seem to think they're above consequences. that by virtue of wearing a badge, their behavior should be looked past. It's bad enough that they went against protocol and entered someone's home without a warrant. What really crosses the line is the fact that they publicly stripped a 16-year-old boy. They broke the rules, violated a child. Okay, stop this mess about calling some 16-year-old or anybody under 18 a young man or young woman. They still a child.
Right, they kids.
They kids.
Right.
They kids. And even at 20,
18.
you ain't got your money sense and you ain't got your independence. You still a damn child. That's where you still a damn child. You know, simply wearing a badge doesn't mean a damn thing. It's what you do while you're wearing it. And historically, cops haven't exactly shown themselves to have any moral fortitude. Like my man Stokely Carmichael said, you can't appeal to someone's morals that ain't got no damn morals.
That's true. Fact.
You can't appeal to that. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, bringing it right around.
Right.
All right. By now, I hope you have all heard of Ronald Green, okay, who was a black man that died in a pursuit by where? Louisiana. What did you say? The worst race soldiers in the country.
Right.
Louisiana State Police in 2019, and they could be heard apologize, and he can be heard in the video apologizing for officers and telling them that he was scared before being tased, dragged, kicked in a newly obtained body cam video that shows that they murdered him.
Of course.
It shows that clearly they murdered him. So, what we got?
Roots when you get away and they send the bulls on the horses to come get them and all that. That's what the police are. If you look at that, look at a video from back.
That's the police ancestors.
Look at the video right now. The police doing that. It'll look like the same exact thing.
Like the same
and that's terrible.
That's right, because these are the same people. That was their ancestors. The slave patrol. Where do you think the police came from? The police came from the slave patrol.
Right.
That's where they came from. The slave patrols morphed into the police. The police have never been about protecting and serving the black community. The purpose of the police.
The black community. They protect the white community.
Oh, yeah.
Not the black community.
Not the black community. Their purpose is to contain and control the black community. Now, there's this law, this act that should become a law. No, it's an act.
It's a law that's an act that's on the phone.
No.
Digital law.
The George Floyd Policing Act is still sitting on Biden's desk.
I mean, see.
Why has it been signed into law?
But you can push Asian hate. I mean, I don't understand these people.
They didn't have to march.
I don't understand these people. And we vote for these people and put them in effect. I mean, when it's stuff like that that go down, I think it should be a squad that go handle that for the people, period. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. Like, they got squads to go handle. We need squads to go handle.
That's what we need.
That's simple.
That is what we need. That is what we need, bro.
As a community.
As a community.
As a squad that only represents and benefits the community.
You know what we need?
Community.
You know what we need? We need a white supremacist offender registry. All right? That's what we need.
A white supremacist offender registry.
Right. So that black people can find out if their neighbors happen to be armed and dangerous neo-Nazis who want to come hunt them down, even while they are in the confines of their home. Case in point, South Carolina woman sentenced to 20 years for shooting in the homes of black and Hispanic neighbors and wounding a black man.
Wow. See,
she should have been on this white supremacist offender registry. Because this ain't the first time that she done did some extra racist crap. I'm on the air.
Right.
All right. She went on a shooting spree.
Right. The kids could have been there. The baby could have been. They have nothing to do with nothing. And she could have blew the baby head off. You know.
And so y'all know who she is, though she's going 20 years for the crap that she did. 48-year-old Mandy Merle Fortson. And she was found guilty for attempted murder, for discharging a firearm into a dwelling, and a breach of peace. Everything she was charged with after her 2017 arrest
Uh-huh.
for shooting to her neighbor's home, she was convicted of. Thank God.
Wow.
And she should have been. And she should have been.
Mm.
Now, couple of things. Former President Barack Obama said that when he was president,
Right.
he couldn't speak out because he was officially hamstrung on speaking out against, police brutality and the racism going on. I'm sorry, Mr. Obama. You making me sorry I voted for your ass twice.
I mean, that's like, going, you the best,
Mm-hmm.
and then saying inside of you the best, I'm controlling you. I tell you what to do. I tell you what things to do. And when you do what I say, you would definitely stay the best.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what it was. When you're in positions like that, he ain't had no real power. He was listening to 20 other people that tell him what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, see, you know what?
if they say shut up or don't
Exercise.
talk nothing about them police, you shut your mouth.
You know,
That's what he has to do.
well, evidently so, because he didn't realize that what he had was what we call the bully pulpit. The best president that ever used the bully pulpit was FDR, because he would get on the air and say what he wanted to say, and the hell with those right-wing conservatives and this, that, and the other. Right? Barack Obama, it's something. Barack Obama strikes me as someone who wanted to be accepted. The hell with being accepted, do what's right.
Right, and that's what they get stuck at.
That's where they get stuck at.
They want to be I'm cool with you.
Yeah. You know what? I don't give a damn if you cool with me. If you don't like the way I roll, go to hell on. That's word. I ain't gonna lose no sleep over that mess either. See, that acceptance thing has got a lot of our people messed up
and killed,
or psychologically damaged.
Right.
Case in point. Hurt my heart. Beautiful black woman, beautiful complexion. And what she do? Since she married this white dude, she needs to feel like, her daughter came out light and this, that, and the other. Went and bleached her skin. Damn, Serena Williams. What's wrong with you?
I know. I
woman.
Believe that.
Man.
I seen her, man.
And she look awful, don't she?
Not only that, but the image that she gives to our young women, like it's bad being yourself. And I love beautiful black women. The sun does something. I just was saying that the other day. The sun does something to our skin that it does to no other human on the planet.
Right.
When the sun hit our skin, it's just a radiating and feeding sensation that we get. And other people in other nationalities don't get that. They get burnt.
That's right.
Skin peeling. I mean. We are blessed, for real.
Yes, we are. That's word. Let me tell you, we are coming up Monday as a veteran. I got to bring that up. It's Memorial Day. Now, how many people know this? Memorial Day, which celebrates the soldiers that have gone on and lost their country for the war.
Right.
Memorial Day was started by former slaves. And it was started on May 1st, 1865 in Charleston, South Carolina, to honor 257 dear Union soldiers who had been buried in mass graves in a Confederate prison camp. They dug up the bodies and worked for 2 weeks to give them a proper burial as gratitude for fighting for their freedom.
Wow.
They then held a parade of 10,000 people led by 2,800 black children where they marched, sang, and celebrated.
2,800.
That's right.
Did you see the numbers?
Yeah.
See the numbers? We don't.
And that was in 1865.
Right.
That was in 1865. It was for war. Now, let me ask you, and this is whether you're black or white.
Right.
Have you ever heard of Smedley Butler?
Smedley.
General Smedley Butler.
General Smedley. No, I ain't never heard of Smedley Butler.
That's okay. All right. That's okay. I ain't gonna hold that against nobody. Now, this is an excerpt from his speech he made in 1933. Smedley Butler
1933.
should be the most famous American soldier general in the history of
Is he
America.
black, white, Spanish, white?
He white,
He white, okay.
all right? But let me tell you something about Smedley.
Smedley.
When the corporatists, the DuPonts, the JP Morgans, and this, that, and the other,
Fargo.
when
Yeah.
when FDR got in office, they said he's too much for the people. He's bringing social programs that's going to uplift them and make it hard for us to financially enslave them.
Right.
He needs to go.
Right.
So they approached Smedley Butler and said, hey, let's pull a coup, get this president out of office, and you can lead the country because the soldiers respect you and they'll follow you.
Mm-hmm.
Smedley ratted him out. He said, oh, hell no.
Okay.
This is not what it's about.
Right.
But he ratted him out to a weak Congress who actually did nothing. Because see, here's the thing, all right? Don't expect any representation from people that you vote for when they are being paid millions of dollars to represent those people that are paying them. Smedley Butler said, war is just a racket. A racket is best described, I believe, as something that is not what it seems to the majority of people. Only a small inside group knows what it's about. It is conducted for the benefit of the very few at the expense of the masses.
And who in the war would be the one that come off the most?
Those corporations.
And the corporation is the ones that's supplying both sides with what they need.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they do.
And that's what
you know
they
what
do.
I'm saying? Both of them need gunpowder. Who they go get gunpowder from?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
the
right.
DuPont. So whoever made it at that time. You understand? So it's a hustle, man. The world's a hustle. So we as the black people got to find our own hustle and hustle among ourselves and keep our money in our own community.
That's what
and
we
that's
got to
the way
do.
we all be billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Even through money or even through knowledge. We'll be billionaires regardless, as long as we sticking together and putting it back within our community of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's what they doing.
That's what they doing.
They send
and
their
that's what
kids
we
to
need
the
to
best and the kindergartens. They in the kindergarten learning about the planets.
Mm-hmm.
And they teach the planets in the 11th grade in the black community.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how far the distance of education is apart.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's just incredible, man.
You know, and it's not as difficult as we let on.
That's right.
We don't need a big name to get started. We can't afford to waste another speaker's fee and receive no change. We don't have to start with a call to some big mass meeting because these are usually poorly attended anyway.
Right.
And once they're over, it's written off as a circus and it was completely ineffectual.
Right.
Communication is the seed. This is why we do what we do.
Of course.
Okay? Listen to what we do. It is the communicative process that will produce the germ of organization.
Mm-hmm.
And in this manner, our movement can take root and grow. Instead of busting out of the gate at full speed, running out of gas before we get halfway down the lane, start slow and build momentum.
Not having your plan.
Not having your plan together. And that's what it's about. We got to plan.
Right.
Richard Williams, all right, closing with this. Richard Williams said, those who fail to plan to fail.
Yeah.
That brother had a hell of a plan and worked it.
That's right.
And I can always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays.
That's right.
Therefore, value those who value you. And don't treat those as a priority who treat you as an option. This is Open Eye.
I'm Nsoromma.
I'm Patrice Gibbs.
WHGE 95.3 FM. Thanks for tuning in. You dig? Yaga! And don't forget, Peace Day, East Side. You dig?
Come on out and join us. It's going on right now.
Free food.
WHGE 95.3 FM.
Hey, yo, thanks for tuning in. If you're over our side, come over to East Side, 9th and Pine. stop by the radio station, holler at us, grab a couple, whatever.
Come on in. Come on and join us.
Nsoromma, I'd like to thank y'all for doing it, Pat and I open our radio show, and we appreciate you. Yo, Vaughn, you the man, you dig?
All right. Thanks for joining us. There goes. All right. Thanks for joining us. Like I said, hope you learned something. Hope you got some inspiration. Hope you listen to the words of your third eye optometrist and intellectual surgeon.
Good. Peace, y'all. One love. Tune in next Saturday.